Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to Locker Room Predictions. We are here. This is being brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club, and joining us are Luke Green. Luke, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic today.
Good. All ready for school? After your day of meetings yesterday?
As I will be.
As you will be. And to my left is Calhoun football coach Clay. Coach Clay, how are you doing?
Great morning this morning. Nice fall weather out there, and these few mornings in a row.
Did you practice this morning?
We did not. We're going this afternoon.
Going this afternoon. All right. And weather has lightened up a little bit.
It's been nice. Yes, it's been very nice.
As a lot of the line coaches like to say, finally we're getting weather that we like to put our hands in the dirt and we don't sweat to death.
That's right.
Exactly. So last week, Luke came in second. He picked 20 out of 25 correct. Luke, nice debut, 80% correct.
Timeout. Came in last.
Oh, he came in
last. Yeah, we can call it semantics, but he came in last.
Okay, came in last. Coach Clay and I tied.
The junk early this morning, Coach.
Yeah, he's talking trash right away. And Coach Clay and I tied at 21 out of 25 for 84%. Coach Clay and I have done this a couple times. This is our third session to be doing this, folks. And Coach Clay is at 38 out of 45 for 84%. I'm at 39 out of 45 for 87%. The eraser and the pencil's working well.
That's right. Well, we know what to expect, so.
All right, we're going to get started with week 3. We're going to start off with the high school. We're going to do one pro, but in between, we're going to do a bunch of college picks because there's a bunch of interesting matchups. So we'll start off with the high school. We'll start off with Coach Luke. Gordon Central goes to Fannin County to take on Fannin County, and Gordon Central, Big Blue, trying to get their first victory.
Give me the Rebels,
Yes.
Fannin County, and it's not going to be close.
And no, it won't be close. Coach Clay?
Yeah, I like what Gordon Central's got some stuff going. I feel like the coach is doing a good job. Coach Gregory's doing a good job. Going through Fannin's probably not going to work out well for him, though.
Yeah, Coach Gregory and the staff is working hard. The boys that are out there are working hard, and this is not an overnight healing process. This is going to take a while, so go Big Blue, but Fannin County is going to get that victory. At Daresville at Ringgold, battle the Tigers. What do you think, Coach Luke?
This is a tough one right here.
Yes, it is.
But I picked Daresville last week, and they won, so I'm going to stick with them this week and see what they can do.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think Daresville goes on the road and gets the win.
I like the Tigers also, the Green Tigers.
The green ones.
The green ones. So I'm going to go with the Daresville also. Cass is at ML King. ML King kind of down. They had a really good thing going in the last 2 or 3 years. Hasn't been real good. Cass, the Colonels got a bunch of athletes. What do you think, Coach Luke?
I think it's be close for a little bit, but I think Cass pulls away in the end. So give me the Colonels.
Yeah, I agree with Coach Green over there.
Yeah, I like Cass Colonels too. Georgia High School has them favored by 27. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Dalton versus Cedartown. Cedartown got a little bit of good news that Callaway had some illegal players from illegal transfers move in. So Cedartown picked up a victory during the week while they weren't playing, getting ready for this next game. This is going to be an interesting game, Coach Luke. Dalton versus Cedartown. Dalton comes in 4-0. And
it's a tight one. It's a tight one, but give me Dalton again.
Yeah, I think Cedartown has had a rough year, up and down kind of year. But I feel like they go back and get it right. They had a week off. They played us and had a week off. And depending on how that 2 weeks went, I feel like they probably righted the ship in practice and got everybody on the same page is what they were kind of missing. So I think Cedartown goes on the road and gets the win.
I like Cedartown's athleticism. I like the speed that they've got. If they catch a break or two and they could get up 14-0 early, I think they would be a dangerous team to play against. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I like Dalton's experience. Dalton's riding a bit of a comeback here, a wave of success, beating teams that they lost to last year. I'm going to go with the Catamounts. I'm going to pick Dalton to win. I'm going with our region teams. We're going to drop down to the NFL right now. We have one NFL pick, and then we'll concentrate on the colleges.
Whoa, changing it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now.
Okay, here we go. Falcons are at the Lions. The Falcons are 2-0. The Lions are 1-1. They figure the over-under at 45.5 points, and the Lions figured by 3.5, which is nothing more than home field advantage.
Right.
What do you think, Coach Luke?
I like the Lions this year, but I'm not picking against the Dirty Birds. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons as well. I finally got to watch the game last week. We were off Sunday, didn't meet, so I got to watch that. It came down to the wire. It was a great
Yes, it
game.
did.
A great game. So they pulled it out. They got a bunch of weapons. That Robinson kid is fun to watch.
He's a dude.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. If Ritter can come on and keep progressing, have a good year, I feel like they can push to make the playoffs.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me is the Lions coming off a loss and being at home, and they're going to regroup. But I'm going to stick with the Falcons one more time too. I like the Dirty Birds. All right, we're moving to the NCAA, and our first 5 picks, actually our first 6 picks, are going to be matchups between ranked top 25 teams in the U.S. And we're going to start off with Ohio State at Notre Dame. Ohio State has named their quarterback. Notre Dame has their transfer quarterback in. What's going to happen, Coach Luke?
I thought Hartman was a dude when he was at Wake Forest. I still think he's a dude. Give me Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think it should be a great game. What time is this game? Do we know?
No, I do not.
This is the 7.
7 o'clock?
game.
All right. Yeah, it should be a fun game. Good atmosphere up there in Notre Dame. But Ohio State, they've won 2, but everybody's not happy because they haven't won them by enough points or haven't scored enough points. So I feel like they go on the road, and they still are to me one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the nation. So I feel like Ohio State goes on there and gets the win.
You know who I'm going to pick because I
do.
continue to love my dinners and my wife.
Correct.
So, but Notre Dame scares me because I think that Ohio State did a really good job against a pass-happy offense last week. I just don't know if last week's quarterback is as good as this week's quarterback. So it's going to be an interesting game. Go Bucks. Our second pick between top 25 teams is Ole Miss at Bama. The former Alabama offensive coordinator, the lightning rod himself, Mr. Kiffin, goes to Bama.
Man, I watch Ole Miss games just to watch Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
But I like Ole Miss here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Alabama, the same kind of thing. They won last week, but didn't win by enough points. Had a different quarterback situation, but I feel like they probably got what they wanted to out of that game. They saw their backup sitting over there on the sideline, not pouting and not tucking his tail. And I say starting quarterback. It wasn't starting last year, but the one last week. The one that's going to start this week.
Milroe.
Yeah. And so I feel like they're probably going to rally behind him and get the, I don't know what the spread is. I would imagine it'd probably be an upset win-ish.
Bama's favored by 7.
7, yeah. Well, not the upset win. Just get the win.
Just get the dub.
Exactly. Yeah, 55.5 points is the over-under. I like what Milroe can do, and I think Coach Saban just conducted a spring training tryout among his 3 quarterbacks, and now he's decided on Milroe. Milroe's a heck of an athlete, just if he passes enough, gets enough completions to keep the other defense honest, but I like Bama. UCLA at Utah, and when you go to play Utah, you have to adjust to the mountain thin air immediately, and you don't get to go out there and spend a week there getting used to it. You show up a couple days ahead of time, Coach Luke.
Give me the Utes.
I'm going to go with the Utes as well. It should be another good game. I love the setting there in Utah, but I think they defensively they get the win.
Yeah, I like the Utes also. They had a good win earlier in the season. I like them. All right, big game. I don't know if it's going to bring as much excitement as last week's game did, but Colorado visits Oregon at Autzen Stadium, and there'll be 51,000 maniacs cheering for Oregon against Coach Prime and his Buffaloes. So as we look at the point spread here, Coach Clay, what do you find? Oregon by 2.5 and over under of 70.5 points.
I'd take the over on that. There's going to be some points scored, but I don't think there's enough hype around Colorado to beat Oregon. So give me the Ducks.
Yeah, that should be a good game. Oregon at home, I feel like they probably get the win.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Oregon.
Yeah, 2.5 point spread isn't even covering the home field advantage. But Bo Nix has been transformed. I read an article on he and another quarterback and a quarterback whisperer that has helped him get into his head. So I'm going to pick
21
Oregon.
and a half.
No, it's a 21
It's a
point spread.
21.5 point spread.
No,
We missed the one.
No, that's
Yes.
Oregon State and Washington.
No, it's.
I'm sorry.
It's Oregon. I read that this morning. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I'll say.
21 and a half point spread.
ESPN says a 21.
Yeah, 21 and a half point spread.
Oregon minus 21.
But it's Oregon.
But it is Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is odd.
Yeah, I
That's what people know a whole lot more than we know. That they're making them a 21-point favorite over Colorado. The whole nation's on Colorado, but they're a 21-point underdog.
That's nuts.
That is nuts.
Prime likes that.
That's right. That's right.
Moving on, we will get Oregon State at Washington State. The two original teams from the original Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12 conference. They're still around. They don't have a conference name, but they have two good ball teams. Oregon State's 3-0, Washington State's 3-0. And the point spread is 2.5 for Oregon State at Washington State with over under of 56.5.
I'm going to take Oregon State on this one.
Yep. Go with the Bucky Beavers as well.
Yeah,
Give me some DJU.
yeah. Bucky
That's right.
Beaver.
That's right.
I like the Beavers also. Next up, the last of our top 25 ranked matchups is Iowa at Penn State. And Iowa got above the 25.
Now, is this the football game or the wrestling match? I need to know.
There you go.
Either way, it would be a toss-up.
Either way, I think Penn State's winning.
Do you? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm going to go with Penn State as well. I don't know about the wrestling, but
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there,
Yeah.
Dave.
Oh, you're fine. That is a good matching. And sometimes you can go to Chattanooga for the New Year's
The scuffle.
scuffle
The
shuffle.
Southern Scuffle.
Scuffle. And see both those teams wrestle.
Mhm.
That's a heck of a tournament. Have you been up there
Oh,
today?
it's I've been in previous years. It's fantastic.
yeah, I think I was watching paint dry that day of that wrestling match.
I'll tell you what, that is a heck of a term. I like Penn State. All right, now we'll get down into some of our local matchups. UGA is hosting University of Alabama Birmingham, and I'm not looking at point spread sheets. Guys, let's go.
UGA.
Yep, UGA. I will be there with Tucker. Looking
Oh, will
forward to it. Yep, it's a night game, so it'll be a long night getting back to Calhoun, but we'll be.
He will not help you drive home.
He will
He'll be
not.
asleep.
He will be.
I'll go with UGA also. Georgia Tech versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest is favored by 3.5, 59.5 point over under.
I'm going to take Tech on this one.
Other two, I think this is a kind of I won't say a statement win beating Wake Forest, but for the new staff or sort of new staff, I think Tech comes in and gets the win.
I like Georgia Tech also. Tennessee versus University of Texas San Antonio, and Tennessee desperately needs to score some points and have a good defensive showing. What do you think, guys?
Vols.
Tennessee.
Vols. Texas at Baylor. I don't know which uniform Baylor's going to wear. I like the green and gold that they sometimes break out, but Lord knows what they're going to wear. This Texas team is pretty good, guys. That defensive front looks good.
I could see this being a trap game, but I do think the Longhorns pull it out.
I do too. The quarterback's, he's impressed me so far. I think they go on the road and get the win. Should be a close game though.
I like the Longhorns also. University of Washington versus California. They're hosting Cal. So Cal is going to be in the ACC, it appears. University of Washington is going to be in the Big Ten. Mr. Penix is really throwing the ball well for Washington.
Give me the Huskies.
So they're going to be in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Cal is, yeah. Cal.
That's
Stanford.
an oxymoron, maybe.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't make sense.
Who's
to me.
playing this? I'm going to go Washington. Yes.
I like UW also. I like Mr. Penix and what they're doing up there. LSU hosting Arkansas. This Arkansas team's not to be laughed at. LSU's favored by 17.5. Once again, Coach Clay, the betting house knows something that we don't know, I guess, but Arkansas is a pretty good team.
I'm still taking the Tigers.
Yeah, I think LSU gets the win as well.
I like LSU also. Sticking with schools that we identify by their letters, FSU, Florida State University, at Clemson. Clemson is the ruling beast of the ACC. Is Florida State ready to take over?
No. I know Clemson's not ranked right now, but I think they pull the win here.
Yeah, I think it should be a very good game. I think Clemson at home, they're the same way. They haven't been winning by enough. Last week they scored 60-something, but they only had – it was a close game at halftime. They didn't do enough. So I'm going to take Clemson.
I like Clemson at home also. I'm still not a full believer in Florida State University, but they've looked good in a couple games. Texas A&M versus Auburn, hosting Auburn, and Jimbo needs a victory.
War Eagle.
He's an Auburn fan. I didn't realize that till recently, but I'm going to go with Auburn as well.
I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, they really need a victory, and I think some of these This last two recruiting classes are finally going to show up and play. If not, then Jimbo can start maybe
Counting his money.
counting his money and looking for another school. And our last college pick, the Wildcats of Kentucky at Vandy. What do you think, Coach Luke?
Kentucky all the way.
Yeah, go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. I like Big Blue also. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in to Locker Room Predictions. I hope your predictions are better than ours. Enjoy the picks. We'll see you next week with another round of Locker Room Predictions brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club. This is Coach Clay, Coach Luke, and myself, Dave Stokes, on Locker Room Predictions.